Hello everybody and welcome back to a new YouTube video of mine. It's a pleasure to have you watching my videos, and I'm really grateful for all the support that has been given to me on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you keep watching the videos as it is only motivating me to make more and more videos. Now today we are going to be discussing a very important topic, and a topic which has been actually brought up by a lot of the viewers, and to have more discussion with regards to it. And I thought, okay, let's just make a video about it. So today we are going to be talking about why electric vehicles are expensive. It's a question which has been brought up many times to me also now, and many people have actually asked me what are the reasons behind it. And I thought, okay, let's just break it down for the benefit of not just for those people but for the viewers at large. And to start with, today we are going to be talking about in general about why electric vehicles are expensive, and not just that, but how over the years the prices might actually come down, and the electric vehicles could actually get cheaper than your internal combustion engine vehicles. So let's get into it. One of the first reasons why electric vehicles are so expensive, and I think this is an issue which needs to be considered. It's I would not say it's even an issue, but an important topic for any buyer of electric vehicles to actually consider, because the fact is the prices are high because of greater usage of software and hardware technologies. And the fact is, it's not just like your petrol and diesel cars where they are playing a supplementary part to the engine itself. Here, the hardware and software actually dictate how the batteries operate. And while one might say that there is a similar case in petrol and diesel cars, but fact is that there is a greater integration of hardware and software into these electric cars. And the fact is that companies now themselves are not just referring to themselves as automotive companies, but as technological companies, as mobility companies. They want to make sure that they are delivering the most efficient, the most high-tech mode of transport rather than giving the best car. And that is a fundamental change which is happening. And this is because of greater integration of technology, greater integration of software and hardware. You have more and more chips going into these cars, and especially in electric cars, greater use of software. In fact, everything is run by software, especially if you look at modern example like all the Tesla cars, they have shared the same UI, and it's completely run by the software. If you would not have the software, the car would simply not run. And that has resulted in a price difference, and the electric vehicles being significantly more expensive in certain regions too. And one of the examples which again comes to my mind is Volkswagen. They have not just said that they want to retain their position of being like the biggest car maker in Europe, but they actually want to become the biggest technological company in Europe. And that would mean like being bigger than the likes of SAP. And that really shows how big of a company they want to become, and how they want to expand themselves, and to not just be a car company but a technological company and stay relevant in the market. It's ultimately all of this is a reason to stay relevant in the market. Now, another reason behind why these batteries are so expensive is the fact that the initial cost of the batteries themselves is very high, and that causes the electric vehicles to be quite expensive, because the fact is that the margins on these electric vehicles, if they're priced similarly to the petrol and diesel cars, manufacturers would simply not be able to make their money back, and that results in them actually pricing their electric vehicle significantly more expensive. Like, for example, let's take a very basic example in the form of the Nexon, Tata Nexon. If you are going to buy a Tata Nexon today, whether it's in petrol or diesel, fact is you would not be spending about more than 12 to 13 lakhs ex-showroom prices for a Tata Nexon in its petrol or diesel guise. So by the Tata Nexon EV, well, that will cost around 3 to 4 lakh rupees more. And this really highlights difference as such between the prices of the petrol and diesel cars which we have and electric car vehicles. And this really is causing the prices to be more, and to some extent hesitancy by the consumers too, at least as of now. Now, another reason behind why these battery packs are so expensive is the fact that they require a lot of specific materials. As I said earlier, the fact is that these battery packs are hard to assemble, and in fact these are the same lithium-ion batteries which are used in our mobile phones or laptops which you might be watching on. And these are the same batteries, but ultimately they are just higher in capacity. And for them, it is a combination of battery cells which come together and make a battery pack. And within those cells, we have the cathode. And to have that cathode, you require a lot of specific set of materials like nickel, like cobalt, lithium, manganese. All of these are extremely important for the cathode to actually be effective. And not just all these materials, but them being mined. But these materials then need to be processed and then converted into a high purity chemical. And it is then only can this battery pack function in an electric vehicle and actually deliver upon the range or the performance which it is supposed to. And this really causes the difference, right, in the prices as such, because the fact is that, again, the car makers, the manufacturers will simply not be able to make the money back. And this has had its result, and in fact, while the EV sales globally have grown by 43% from 2019, the fact is that the market share which they hold is only 4.6%. And while that is encouraging as such, but the fact is that in the larger picture itself, that's quite small and still not at a scale where the prices could actually be brought down. In fact, in India, the picture is even different. Like it's just 0.2% in FY20, and that is, negligible. It's a minuscule figure, and that is why the prices will still take time to be brought down. But once there is a certain scale which is achieved, then certainly yes, the prices could be brought down. But as of now, this is again having its consequential effects, where you can actually see even the insurance premiums for electric vehicles being higher in nature, because fact is that the batteries only have 1 or 2 year warranties, and these are very sophisticated high-tech vehicles, and to insure them is again more expensive. And this is again turning off at least some customers as of now to not go ahead and buy an electric vehicle. This is really an important fact. Another reason why these electric car vehicles are so expensive is the fact that they are just not manufactured locally. The premium electric car vehicles as we have them right now, most of them are completely built units. They are imported from outside, from their home markets essentially, whether it is Europe or Japan, mainly it is Europe right now. They are imported from there and brought into India, and we all know the import taxes which are imposed in India, and that really causes these cars to be very expensive. A typical EQC, an I-Pace, or even the newly introduced BMW iX, all of these cars cost upwards of 1 crore, and that is really not result in high adoption of these cars in India, especially right now, because they are not priced equivalent to their actual petrol and diesel counterparts, but actually quite higher. And while you will have some people go ahead who have the means to actually go and buy these expensive cars, definitely go ahead and buy these cars, but will still not result in widespread adoption. Widespread adoption will only come when the manufacturing is done locally, and when it is done locally, the prices will come down and manufacturers will actually run out to go and buy these electric vehicles, because fact is that there is a lot of fascination with regards to them. There is a lot of brand value associated generally with electric vehicles, and a lot of people actually want to go ahead and buy one. But fact is that along with the lack of infrastructure, the prices are simply too high. And let's remember that India is a price sensitive market, not just for automotive goods, but for a variety of things. And if you are not able to deliver on the prices, well, the cars are not going to sell as fast. And yeah, that is really not going to allow for faster adoption. And while the government is doing certain things like the FAME 2 subsidy to bring down the prices, the fact is that they are still not down to actually make these cars a relevant option for a majority of the consumers. While consumers who are aware, they might want to pull the trigger if they have the necessary infrastructure around them. Majority of the consumers still won't do that, because the fact is that the pricing is higher. India is a price sensitive market. Discuss how these batteries can actually get cheaper and ultimately have us access cheaper electric vehicles. So according to BNEF forecast, it is said that the battery packs as such, the lithium-ion battery packs which we have, the per kilowatt hour cost of these can come down to $93 by 2024, and that is an encouraging sign. But there are some conditions which need to be fulfilled. To get there, manufacturers will actually need to replace the high cost cobalt which is being used, like as I mentioned before, that it is being used, for example, in the cathodes, needs to be replaced with nickel, and that will allow the cost to come down, because first of all, nickel is a cheaper material as such, and it also holds more energy, and that will again help in increasing the range or provide you with even faster performance. And cobalt's advantage, while it is that it doesn't catch fire easily, and it is a it is a fire resistant material as such, but manufacturers can actually make certain adjustments and make the whole battery pack safer as such. In fact, Panasonic, which is a leader in battery manufacturing, they are ultimately developing batteries in 2 to 3 years which are cobalt free, and these are again high energy batteries which are required for electric vehicles, and this will allow them to actually make sure that they are ultimately making the batteries which are allowing the cars to hold more energy, be cheaper as such, to run as well, but they are also offering more performance. Even Tesla, they have commissioned the largest casting machine ever to actually make the whole rear end, the rear section of the whole car, and that ultimately is again from the manufacturing side where the cost could come down. That is the second reason, because the fact is that if you are going to make these cars at a scale and make sure that these processes are streamlined, then again the cost will come down, and that will be a double benefit, because the cost for the batteries will come down once nickel comes in place and replaces cobalt, and with greater adoption, greater manufacturing, the fact is that those prices will also come down. There is also the automation factor in the manufacturing, but ultimately these are the two main factors, and once these prices come down, along with of course higher sales, the average price of an electric vehicle can actually be comparable to the petrol and diesel cars which are being sold right now. Because the fact is that these costs do represent almost a tenth of a car's cost as such, and once that does actually come into place, it will really improve the sales as such. Now, the thing which I think we as consumers should do is, if the infrastructure around us is possible, go ahead and adopt these electric vehicles, because that only is going to drive a change, a positive change, not just for our environment but for these manufacturers. If the infrastructure is not there, then certainly don't go ahead and buy these. Do not go ahead and buy an electric vehicle, because it will be very tough to operate as such. But as and when the infrastructure is possible, do go ahead and actually buy these vehicles, because they are amazing vehicles and they are certainly a step up over the petrol and diesel vehicles. That is a consideration which I think all of us need to ponder upon, and they really are the future. There's no doubt about that. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you were able to get some new insights on why these vehicles are so expensive and why there is a need to actually make sure that we as consumers also do driver change and start buying these if it is, again, as I said previously, possible for us. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Do like, share, subscribe to this video, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.